As soon as we hear the name of King Vikramaditya, we recall his sense of justice and intelligence. Today, I am going to narrate a story about him, where he used his wisdom to resolve a dispute that seemed impossible to settle. Do you want to know how he judged the property between two merchants? Then stay tuned, because a new twist is about to unfold at every moment. The air was filled with the fragrance of sandalwood and jasmine. A lamp was flickering beneath the statue of King Vikramaditya. Its flame danced, casting long shadows that whispered forgotten tales of that great king, tales of his wisdom, his courage, and his unwavering quest for justice. The first rays of the morning sun pierced through the arches of the palace, illuminating the grand court. King Vikramaditya, adorned in jewels and silk, sat upon his throne. His gaze, sharp and resolute, fell upon the two merchants standing before him. Their loud accusations and heated arguments filled the silent hall, each claiming their right over the treasure-laden chests. Vikramaditya listened patiently. A blend of restraint and deep understanding marked his face. He was absorbing every word as if trying to grasp the hidden truths within each sentence. His silence was not idle. It was like a hunter assessing his prey. He was absorbing every detail, weighing every fact in his mind. Like a hunter closely observing his quarry, Vikramaditya scrutinized every aspect with meticulous attention. His eyes were catching even the smallest nuances. With a subtle gesture, he silenced the arguing men. His mere presence was so commanding that all fell silent at a wave of his hand. When he spoke, his voice was calm yet authoritative. There was a deep understanding and a sense of justice in his words. Everyone listened to him intently. He demanded to know the contents of the chests, as he wanted to unveil the truth. For him, every fact was crucial, and he could overlook no detail. His gaze missed nothing as the merchants described their riches. He was meticulously observing every item and detail to render a fair judgment. Vikramaditya's justice was always impartial and precise, which is why people came to him to resolve their disputes. The merchant spoke of silk and spices, gold and precious stones, yet it was the mention of an exquisite ruby necklace that made Vikramaditya pause. He inquired further. His interest piqued. This was no ordinary jewel. It was said to be a part of history, passed down through generations. Vikramaditya declared that he would determine the rightful owner. He announced a unique challenge. Each merchant would answer the same question. The question was, tell the story of the ruby necklace, its history, its journey through time. Whoever answers truthfully and proves their ownership will be declared the rightful owner. At Vikramaditya's command, the chest was brought forth. The heavy lock clattered open, revealing a shimmer of jewels and a collection of ancient scrolls. But hidden beneath it all, in a secret compartment, was a small, rolled parchment tied with a faded ribbon. Over time, fragile, the parchment was carefully unfurled. It bore a message, yet it was in no language known in the court. It was a code, intricate and baffling. With a glint of understanding in his eyes, Vikramaditya announced that the code held the final clue. The true owner, he declared, would know how to decipher its secrets. The merchants reacted immediately. Lines of worry were clearly etched on their faces. They began accusing one another, each trying to prove their truth. One, his face ashen, stammered and faltered, unable to meet the king's gaze. His anxiety was evident. as if he were trying to conceal a great secret. The other approached the parchment with confident strides, displaying an odd self-assurance as though he already knew everything. He effortlessly deciphered the code, revealing a message that only the true owner would know. There was a spark in his eyes as if he had uncovered a significant secret. The message detailed the necklace's creation, its journey through the hands of emperors and queens, highlighting its importance in his family's history. This necklace was not merely jewelry, it was a symbol that had represented their family's identity and pride for generations. The message clarified everything, and now there was no doubt about who the rightful owner was. Justice prevailed. It was a day when truth and justice reclaimed their place once again. In Vikramaditya's court, where everyone came with hopes for justice, a deceitful merchant was caught. A fraudulent merchant who had deceived many with his lies and trickery was apprehended. His cunning had brought him momentary success, but ultimately the power of truth exposed him. The veil of his lies was lifted. The people breathed a sigh of relief, and faith in Vikramaditya's justice strengthened even further. It was a moment when everyone realized that truth always triumphs. The rightful owner, his integrity proven, returned with his honor intact. His truth and honesty made him victorious, and he stood before the court filled with pride. He bowed in gratitude as the necklace was returned to him. Tears filled his eyes, but they were tears of joy and gratitude. He thanked Vikramaditya, whose wisdom and sense of justice had delivered him. As the court erupted in applause, Vikramaditya smiled. This smile was not just of a king, but of a person who established justice and truth in his realm. The ghost then immediately asked King Bhoja whether Vikramaditya was right or wrong. King Bhoja replied, his wisdom resonated throughout his kingdom like whispers in a dimly lit room. This wisdom was not just in words, but also in his deeds, which resided in the hearts of all. It echoed throughout his entire kingdom. Vikramaditya's realm was not merely a geographical space, but a place where everyone hoped for justice and truth. This kingdom was an ideal where everyone felt safe and honored. This story serves as a reminder that truth, no matter how deeply buried, will always find a way to shine through. It is a truth that transcends time and place. No matter how buried, it will always find a way to shine. This is the power of truth, which pierces through any darkness. It reminds us to always stand for the truth. And whenever this happens, justice prevails. It is a cycle that continues, and we must ensure that we always stand for truth and justice. And the dispenser of justice, King Vikramaditya, will be there to ensure it. His sense of justice and wisdom will always guide his kingdom, ensuring that everyone receives their due justice. But this, dear listener, is just one of many stories. The night is still young, and Vikramaditya's tales are as countless as the stars in the sky. Each story hides a new lesson, a new insight. So come back tomorrow and I will share another story that is more captivating than the last. Each tale awaits you with a new adventure, a new journey. These stories are not just for entertainment, but teach us important lessons about life. They remind us that truth, justice, and integrity are always significant. So dear listener, until next time, farewell. Remember, the stories of truth and justice are always with us, guiding us and inspiring us.